Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anatomy of Knitting, episode 74. My name is Erin, and I'll be your host. I'm coming to you from Cork, Ireland, where it is an very overly clouded day. It is July 16th, 2015, and it's just a cloudy kind of meh day. We had a really nice day yesterday, and I guess we pay for it by having it not be as nice of a day today. Sweetie? Thank you, but I'm going to put you down. So I have a lot of things to talk about. So we have some works in progress. We have a finished object. I'll talk a little bit about spinning, and I'll talk to you about a little bit of future planning. So let's get started. And the week in review. So I'll start with the week in review. It's been quite a frustrating week. The boys have had, they've just been easily frustrated this week, and I've been easily frustrated this week, and it's just been a whole big bag of everybody's frustrated. And I was really looking forward to today. It's just been a really tough week, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't get a lot of time off, so that's been kind of hard. Anyway, we took the boys to go on a picnic. That was Sunday, I think. I was at the grocery store doing our weekly shop, and I got a text from my husband, and he was like, why don't you pick up some stuff for a picnic? And so I did that, and we were going to go to this forest park that's, I think, near Farran, Farran. And we were driving there, and then when we got there, there was a sign that there was some big rowing championship event going on, so we didn't attempt to even go in the park. We just figured parking was going to be crazy insane, and so we didn't try and go in. And so I turned to my husband and I said, well, how about our backup plan be that we go to the Kilcrea Friary? And this is an abbey ruin that was a friary at one point, and is currently a cemetery. We've been there with the boys once. We went inside and explored all the little nooks and crannies of the abbey. It's this just gorgeous ruin that's in the middle of a farm field. And so we drove over there, and I brought one of the quilts, which I don't have within arm's reach. And we sat on the quilt and had our picnic. And we didn't go inside to the friary where all the grave sites are. I thought that might be kind of weird, just, eating on somebody's grave. So we just stayed outside of the building. And the boys did really well. I kind of was half expecting them to eat a bite, stand up, run around. Eat a bite, stand up, run around. And they did pretty good. They stayed mostly on the blanket, and then when they were feeling full, that's when they started to kind of walk around, run around. So that was our picnic adventure, and that was our first picnic that we've done at all with them, toddling around. I think I've maybe taken them on a picnic when they were babies, and we just kept them in their little carrying car seats. But yeah, this was the first time we really picnicked with them. And then just this morning was just tough. So when I take them to the creche, I call the creche school, because they go once a week, and they sing songs, and they play games, and they run around, and they play on the playground, and basically it's just an easy way to hey, prepare them for when school actually happens. So when I pick them up on Thursdays, they're so excited. School was awesome. They love school. They love their friends. And then as the week goes on, I say, on Wednesdays, I say, we're going to go to school tomorrow. And no, I don't want school. No school. So this morning I brought them downstairs, and there was some cat vomit there were 2 cat vomits on the carpet, and that I had to clean up, and then I had to get shoes on and get jackets on, and I got Malcolm's shoes and jackets on, and then I said, oh, well, yeah, we're going to school. No, I don't want school. So as I'm putting Nathaniel's shoes and jacket on, Malcolm is taking his off, and has his completely off by the time Nate's ready to go. So I take Nate outside, and I get Nate in the car, and Nate's, of course, starting to freak out and cry because he doesn't want to get in the car because he doesn't want to go to school. And so I come back inside, make sure Nate is safe in the car, all buckled in. I get Malcolm's jacket and shoes back on, take him outside of the car, and of course they're both like, no, we don't want school, meh, meh, meh. I give them their lammies, and then proceed to drive to school. And as we're going, they're giving me the directions to turn down other roads so they don't have to go to school. And we get to school, and it's just crying, which is so frustrating because I know as soon as they're there, and as soon, like 5 minutes after I leave, they calm down and they're fine and they have their breakfast, and I know they're fine. As soon as they're there, I know they're fine, but man, it's awful. Just awful right now. And I don't know what I can be doing to make this better, other than have them go more often. Yeah. I don't know if you all listen to NPR, but there was I think it's on This American Life, there was a thing about twins fairly recently in the past few months. And this is your very explicit warning. Here we go. So I know to put it in down here. Explicit warning. They had to come up with a cute name like twins, or for triplets, because the reality is that, and here's your explicit warning, it's 2 fucking babies at the same fucking time. And, 2 fucking babies, 2 fucking children at the same fucking time. Today has been a tough week. And my apologies for the language, but today I had to use it. Anyway. I've got my tea, I've had my Nutella on toast, and I'm talking to you, so we can do nothing but go up from here. So, I'm also trying to use a new microphone for recording. I've got it down here. It is my old podcasting microphone that I used when I was an audio podcaster. And I'm just seeing if the audio will be a little bit better for this podcast. This is something that my husband suggested. So we'll try it out. And if it sounds better, fine. If it sounds just about the same, then I'll probably just keep using the built-in microphone on the computer. So I think we'll start in works in progress because there's not much to talk about there. This is a vegan Craftastic bag. I don't know if she's still making bags anymore. I bought this many years ago. There's the inside fabric. Inside is the socks that I am currently working on. This is using the Crazy Zauberball by Schopelwohl. I bought this back in Tampa, I believe. This yarn store that I bought them at is currently closed. And it's the Crazy Zauberball. This is my finished sock. It's this lovely blue and green colorway. There's many places where the yarn is barber pole, which gives you kind of that mottled look there. So there's that. This is the ball that I have left. And the last time I spoke to you, I was working on the decreases for the gussets. Let me get some of these ends tamed. There we go. I finished the gusset. Gotta avoid the microphone with the needles here. And I'm currently about 2 inches maybe from the gusset. As you'll see that these are not matching socks. I made no attempt to match them. But they look like they'd be fraternal twins, just like my children. So there's that. And the sock that I'm working on now has more of that mottled yarn look. It's up in the ribbed cuff. It's in the leg. And I'm currently on this, I was on this huge mottled green section. Like so. And I'm starting to introduce some blue, it looks like. And then, so it looks like it's going to transition to that sort of aqua color that you can see there. So that's the only thing that I currently have on the needles. I'm shopping around for what I want to do next as my big project, because I have finished my Hitufude. It is not blocked, but all my ends are woven in. This is, let me open my preview so I can tell you. I've never told you the designer. Hikuro Fukatsu. My apologies if I've mispronounced this. This is the Hitufude cardigan. It is a lace cardigan. I knit mine out of sock yarn. I believe you can also knit it out of lace weight yarn. I used some Volmiza 100% merino superwash. This is the sock weight yarn, and that is the colorway name, the I don't even attempt to pronounce it because my German is very bad. Last time I spoke to you was finishing up the last few rows of the lace repeats here. I did that and then followed the directions for, there's a 1x1 rib at the end. I have to watch out because I don't want to dip my sweater in my tea or whack the microphone. So there's the 1x1 rib. And then she tells you to bind off in pattern, and I wanted to make sure that I had a nice stretchy bind off. So what I did is a bind off that I learned from a Isolde pattern. I don't remember which one. But what you do is you knit two, and then you knit those two that you have knitted together. And so the way that I kind of do it is, so I knit one stitch and put it on this needle, knit another stitch, put it on this needle, and then take this needle and knit through that. So then I wrap the yarn around this needle and then knit two of those together. And so I don't knit two, place them back on the left hand needle and then knit through them. I somehow do it without that step. So, and that creates a nice super stretchy bind off, not constrictive at all, because this is a very swingy type cardigan. So you'll see that it fits quite well. I need to block it. The hard part that I have about blocking is that I have no idea where my T-pins are. I haven't blocked anything that I've finished since we've been here because I just haven't been able to find those. So that's in my task of things to do today. So you'll see that there's that. Here's the kind of shrug portion, and then this is where that skirt starts. See, and it just whoosh. I can be like Superman with this. So the Hitufude, I will hopefully block it. We've got some house guests coming at the end of the week. I'm gonna attempt to find the T-pins as soon as we finish recording. I believe they're upstairs in my office / sewing room / craft room, and I will attempt to block it then, because I think this is just going to be a really flattering sweater. I'm just gonna keep it on so you can admire the lace over my really pale skin. The green doesn't really go with the kind of purpley pink that I'm wearing, but whatever. You don't care. I don't care. So that is my finished object. I'm currently trying to determine what I'm going to knit next. I've got this cone of tweed that I purchased in Dingle. I believe I have the tab still up. No, I closed the tab on my web browser. I was trying to look to see what I could knit out of that, because it's just this huge cone of yarn. It's a singles yarn, and there's a Carol Feller sweater pattern that she made using this yarn that I was thinking of maybe trying to do, but it's out of her book Contemporary Irish Knits, which I don't have, and I don't know where I can easily get access to that right now. Where was I going with that? So yeah, I was just trying to think of trying to find a pattern for, it's a singles Aran weight yarn. And I think there's enough for a sweater. It's a huge cone. I'll have to bring it down next time. And I bought it in Jingle, and it's Irish made, and yeah, so I'm just trying to come up with the next big project. I don't want to do anything that's fingering weight again, at least for a little bit, as a sweater. What I have been thinking of trying to use, this is some yarn that I got when we were in Dublin with the boys and my husband. Let's see, when did we do that? Did we do that back in, maybe back in January or February? I don't exactly remember when. But I went to a yarn store there, and of course I'm completely blanking on the name. Yarn Store Dublin. I believe it was This Is Knit. Yes, we went to This Is Knit. It is on the first floor of the Powers Court Townhouse on William Street, and it's in Dublin. And it was a very nice yarn store. They had it up. They had it set up. It was just a really cute setup. There was a main floor where they had all the yarn and needles and most of those goodies. And then they have this little loft area that you take the stairs up to, and that's where they have books and leaflet patterns. And I believe I got my Rhinebeck sweater there, and I don't think I got the Kate Davies book there. I think I got that in London. But I got another book there, but I don't remember what it is. Anyway, some of the yarn that I got is Coolry Exquisite Hand-Dyed Yarns. And this is in no way coming out the correct color. This is more of a dark, it's not really navy, maybe like an Admiral blue. A deep, deep dark blue. I bought that, and then I bought this yellow, this kind of goldy yellow, and this is the Sunshine colorway, and this is the Midnight Blue colorway. And yeah, those in no way are coming out accurate on the screen. This is 50/50 superwash merino and silk. It's 400 meters of a fingering weight yarn, and it's hand dyed in Wexford, Ireland, and the website is there, www.coolry.com. I saw these two skeins laying next to each other and just fell in love with the color combination. It's this, just nice blue, like midnight blue, and this gold color. So I'd like to do something, I'm thinking like a shawl, or something, because 50/50 merino and silk. How can you not go wrong having that around your neck? So soft. I was thinking maybe something garter. I don't know. I have to do some research online. There's a lot of the usual suspects that I've seen as I've been looking. There's like the Daybreak and the Color Affection, which both of those I've done. And I just like to do something different. I don't want anything with too much lace. There was one that I saw, I think it was called the Pendulum, where it uses two colors and then it looked like short rows where you create like wedges that kind of do this. It's the best way I can describe it. And it looks pretty interesting. But I was just kind of glancing at that time. So this is in the queue next, I think. And then I was going to do that knitted wit sock yarn that I can see over there that I showed you a couple of weeks ago as my next pair of socks. Hopefully I'll have these done by the time I record next week. The next big project that I do, because I know I get lots of questions about how I get so much stuff done, and it doesn't really feel like so much stuff anymore compared to what things were like before I had children. But what I do is I take care of the boys during the day. When they go down for a nap, I go in my sewing room and I sew. And then in the evenings is my knitting time. And so now that I've finished the main knitting on this, I'm going to go back to my electric spinning wheel. I have a Hanson mini spinner. And I'm going to go back to this fleece that I have. And I don't think I have the tie for the little info card. Yeah, I must have thrown it away. This is some pin drafted roving from, it was a fleece that I purchased, and I'm having a blank of what this is. I am having a blank. I will write it down here. I will look it up because I've talked about this in the past. It's not Tarji. It's not Rambouillet. I don't remember what this is. I think it's CVM. I don't know. I'll look it up. Anyway, it's this nice kind of fawn light brown color. I have 2 full bobbins of this on a mini spinner, and the mini spinner holds about 8 ounces per bobbin. That's my last little beehive of that fleece that I have. I think I'm about 3/4 full on the bobbin that I'm currently spinning. I'm going to finish that bobbin and then I think call it good. And then ply those together because I think I only have 4 of those mini spinner bobbins. But then again, they hold 8 ounces, so it's a lot of yarn that I'll have. Let's see. Sewing wise, I don't have what I'm currently working on down here. I decided to take a break with the patchwork quilting things. And so my mom is going to be visiting in September with my aunt. My mom's going to fly to Savannah, which is where my aunt lives. They're going to spend, I think, a day or so there and then fly out to see us. And they'll be with us for about 2 weeks. My mom is sewing a bunch of stuff to wear here when they come. And so I just thought it would be a good idea to sew something that I've been working on. So I am going to cheat and show you, because I've been posting a lot of these photos to Instagram. So I'm just going to pull up Instagram so you can see. I am currently sewing McCall's 6696. It is this shirt dress. Oh, there you go. And the fabric that you see there is the fabric that I'm using. It's a cotton lawn by Cotton and Steel, which is a fabric company, a relatively new fabric company in the States. This is a print by Rashida Coleman Hale, and I don't think it has any sort of name. Those are like little pendants. I'm sewing it so those little tails are facing down. So there's that. The fun thing about this pattern is that it's got a separate yoke in the back for the construction because there were these gathering details on it. If you have a jean jacket, it's that kind of yoke that you see on the back. And the way that the instructions tell you to make it is that it involves hand sewing. So you sew that the print facing out back yoke on first, and then you sew the front one on, and then you hand sew the front one to the inside of the seams. It's overly complicated. I hate hand sewing. I'm not going to do it. The internet came to the rescue, and there's this technique where you sew that outside yoke to the bottom part of the bodice. You use a narrow seam allowance. Then you sew the front one that's going to be seen from the inside of the garment on at the regular seam allowance. And then you kind of create this burrito looking thing out of it. I found the directions online. I believe it was on Grainline Studio. I just Googled for burrito yoke tutorial, I think, which is just a bizarre thing to Google for, burrito yoke. But it worked perfectly. So yeah, that's going well. I've got the bodice all done. I'm currently working on the skirt, making pleats in the skirt. And then this is sort of like a t-shirt dress deal. So there's that. And then last week I was also telling you about the name tag challenge that the Southern IPS was having, and that I shrunk down those X Plus blocks. Well, I posted my name tag onto Instagram there. And I unfortunately put my name off center, so then I did the little southern branch of the Irish Patchwork Society off center as well. That's not quite done yet. I have to bind it, and I think I'm going to do like a pocket on the backside as well before I do that. So those are the sewing things that I've done. I have some batting shipping that I bought through Massdrop. So as soon as that gets here, I can work on my husband's quilt, get that completely done. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all the stuff So I'll say goodbye. Before I do that, though, I am a Craftsy affiliate, so if you're going to buy a Craftsy class, please take a moment to go to theanatomyofknitting.com and click on that banner that I have on the right-hand side. It will, when you go through that, when you use that and go purchase a class off of the website, off the Craftsy website, they give me a little bit from that sale. So it's an easy way to support the podcast because there's hosting fees and all sorts of things like that. So doesn't cost you anything other than the class you were already going to buy. So I would thank you a lot for doing that. And I will do my best to record next week, although we've got people coming into town this weekend. So that may be difficult. It all depends on what their plans are. Yeah. So thank you for watching. There will be some pictures and stuff at the end of the podcast, like there usually is at the boys. I'm thinking it's going to be of our picnic, and we pulled out the pool yesterday, and then of them vacuuming as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Maybe. We'll see. House guests. Bye. Dump in water.
First lesson, we need each water drink.
Yeah.